What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be putting the Velossa big mouth kit. It's the lit version that lights up on the Fiesta ST. So with the kit you get, I guess, a gigantic remote. It's like a TV remote almost. Thing's huge. Zip ties and bolts. QR code for the instructions. This is the wiring harness. And the big mouth. It's actually turned out a lot cleaner of a finish than I thought it was. So this is pretty cool. I'm excited. Gonna have to take the bumper off. Probably the headlights, just like you have to do for almost everything on this car. So let's get started. All right, headlights are out. Let's unplug this. Pop that out. You just lift the headlight right out of that. Just kind of backing up, pull them out. There's plenty of videos on how to do all that. Now I just gotta get under here, get these bolts out on each side, get this cover off. All right, bumper's off. Got 3 on each side, a couple bolts there, the ones on the bottom, don't forget. Now you can get to this. Instructions say to cut the hole here. I think I'm gonna go a little bit smaller and cut a hole because what it looks like is there's like big gaps on the sides. I'm gonna see if I can make it a little more flush or closer to it at least. So now I'm just gonna get the Dremel and try to cut a hole out right there. All right, made the cut. Gotta clean it up a little more and sand it, get it nice and smooth, but looks pretty good. I went smaller than what the book says. The book wanted me to come like all the way to this. I kind of curved it in. I think I need to pull off a little bit more here for when I push this down. It kind of hits right there, so I gotta, it says to make a little bit of a bump, but I'm just gonna do a tiny one here because it wanted to do the whole thing. But yep, that's it. Keep on plugging away at it. All right, so I had to leave, go do some things, come back. But when I came back, I finished trimming the lower piece. And I put the bolt in with the nut behind it. Put my hand through this way with held the nut, fed the bolt in. Tightened it with a socket wrench extension out here. It's just one bolt that holds it on. I routed the wire off the big mouth through here and then through this hole. Got a zippy tie to the harness like this. And for time's sake, I'm just gonna leave it like this for now because I gotta go to work tomorrow. But red wire there, I got the ground wire here. I might end up moving it back there though. I still have to use this sticky tape and mount this controller. I'm probably gonna do it back here or here somewhere. But yeah, I just kind of laying here for now. So oh, here it is. It's kind of a funky remote. It's kind of big, but hit on, boom. Got it set to orange. It looks more red on the screen, but I got it set to orange. You can do all kinds of different settings to it, brightness, colors. But once I finish routing everything tomorrow, I will show you guys what it looks like out on the road. All right, bumper's back on. Headlights are back in. Everything's done. I just gotta get new pop clips because they've just been taken out so many times. So I gotta get the pop clips back on this back more secure. But big mouth's in. Ended up spending another day redoing the wiring and routing it and everything. I just wasn't really happy with the setup I was given. I mean, they give you a basic setup to get started with this switch, but That really wasn't good enough for me and what I want, so I ended up splicing into the parking light. So anytime I either turn the headlights on or they come on automatically at night, the big mouth turns on. Because before, there was this switch, and I messaged them because I've seen other videos with the Honda Civic and the Subaru, and they have a bigger switch, and they were routing it into the compartment of the car. And I messaged them because this didn't have enough room wire to reach all the way inside the car, and they said that it really wasn't intended to be inside the passenger compartment. It was just supposed to be under the hood, but I didn't want to have to open the hood every time I turned the switch on and off. And didn't want it to stay on and possibly drain the battery. So I ended up taking the switch out and putting in a relay. I think I just went with like a 40 amp relay. So I kind of wired everything nice through here, and routed and zip tied the black ground to the harness underneath the headlight. So I just followed one of the harnesses and brought it underneath here up to this ground. Then the power wire, I'm still gonna redo this. I didn't have a connector that fit around this post, so I just kept this the length that they gave me, but to me it's way too long, and I could probably cut over half of that out and wire it up cleaner. But maybe one day if I get another connector, I'll cut this wire down and condense it. But that's there. I pulled it here through this hole in the battery tray. I put one of their provided stickies with the little clip, which those things are awesome. That's pretty cool that they give you those. Routed it down, and I spliced into the parking light. So there's the connector. I ran another ground to here and kind of shortened some of those wires and made my own little connectors with heat shrink, and kind of the excess right there I just kind of bundled underneath here and underneath the headlight, so you can't really see it. Everything's kind of tucked away. Here is the Bluetooth controller. I put it to the side of the battery tray so it's nice and clean. I routed it with the one wire up top, so there's less wire that you see with the two going down to the bottom. I just ran the spare one plug that doesn't, the end that plugs into this, there's an extra one they have, so that's just kind of under the headlight. But yeah, they give you 3M tape with this, so I stuck it there, cleaned it off, and yeah, made my own little connectors, my own ground wire for that, spliced into the parking light. And just made it cleaner. And I put that relay in right, don't know if you can see it, but when the headlight's out you can see it, but when the headlight's in it's hard to see. But right there, right there's the relay. So I 3M taped that to the side so it's kind of tucked out of the way. I wanted everything to be kind of hidden and, you know, routed kind of nice. So yep, took the switch out, I put in the relay in its place, ran an extra ground, spliced into the parking light, and ran another wire to the relay. So now anytime the headlights come on their own, the big mouth comes on. If you hit the parking light like that to unlock the car, it powers up. And I just think it's a much better setup. I got it set to orange, of course, but this thing is really cool, guys. If you haven't done one of these, you're kind of on the fence about doing it, just do it. It looks awesome. It looks even better in person. It's kind of got a yellowy look on the camera, but in person it's like a pure orange color. Also, when I was putting this ground bolt back in, I dropped it. It went down that crack under the battery tray somewhere in the engine compartment, so I had to take battery tray out, Disconnected the ECM right here, and when I got down there, I finally found the bolt sitting on like a little lip of metal down there. Got lucky and found it, and then while I had all that out, I thought to myself, I've had these shifter bushings from Whoosh, the red ones, the metal ones from almost a year ago, just sitting in the box, and I've never made the time to get down to that bracket and change out the bushings. I did the one in the car on the shifter, but never got to this one, so I thought it was a good time to do those shifter bushings too, and I could put a picture of those up. Wasn't too bad once this was disconnected and this was out. 3 bolts, take the bracket out. The bushings were real easy to get out, a lot easier than the one in the car. They were a lot softer. And I got the red ones in, put it back together, ended up finding my bolt, put everything back in, and put the bolt back in. So it kind of worked out that bolt got lost, ended up getting that done too. So one more thing I forgot to mention, since it comes on when the headlights come on or when you turn the parking lights on, and if for some reason you're driving at night and you don't want it on, then you can always use the Bluetooth remote controller to turn it off, or your phone. The app on the phone does a lot of stuff too. So if you get in the car, you don't have to keep, before you would have to open the hood, do the switch, or keep turning it on and off with the remote. Now it just comes on by itself, and if for some reason you don't want it on that night, you can just hit the off button on the remote. So I think this is the best way to go. Well, that concludes the installation of the Big Mouth lit kit. Overall, I'm super happy with it. I think Velossa did an amazing job on it. There's a lot of stuff you can do to play around with it and kind of customize how you want it to work. They do a good job of giving you just a basic setup just to get you rolling. And it does mention in the instructions, if you want to, change the setup like what I did, then you're gonna have to do some little extra work, but it's definitely worth it. Yeah, maybe this will help some of you guys around the fence about getting it, or maybe you've decided that you just want the regular one that doesn't light up. But yeah, I'm loving this thing. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you need any help, just leave a comment and I'll do my best to help you guys out.